so you just watch Raw on Netflix. Now you have this very niche interest that you know a lot of people aren't interested in. And if you go out in public and try to talk wrestling with people, they're just gonna look at you weird because they're just gonna be like,
you know it's fake, right?
And then you rely on the internet and you start asking questions and you start getting to know the individuals that are a part of this IWC, a part of this internet wrestling community. And you realize a lot of people fucking suck. I had to put my hair up here because it is Professor Minnie now. This is your bus tour guide. It sucks that I even have to make this type of video because you would just assume that people like wrestling. So if you're talking to a wrestling fan, you're going to enjoy that conversation. And more than likely, you won't actually enjoy that conversation, especially if that individual is on the internet. Trust me, when you're at shows, the fan base is a lot better. First up here, we got the casual fans. Casual fans are the ones who watch WWE for entertainment purposes only. They don't read dirt sheets or care much about the actual wrestling. They don't really watch wrestling for the in-ring. They may watch shows, buy merchandise, but their interest is not as deep as the hardcore fans. Generally, you have a life. You understand that professional wrestling is just a hobby that you are interested in. That is a casual fan. Next up here, we got the hardcore fans. Fans who think they know everything. These are fans that watch every single Monday Night Raw, every Friday Night SmackDown, every single PLE. They watch professional wrestling because of the storytelling, but also because of in-ring. They know everybody's names. They know the independent circuit. They know the ones that are coming up in NXT and could possibly make a debut at this year's Royal Rumble. They have hot takes. Most importantly, they just think they know everything. And if you're a casual fan, they're just going to assume that you don't know, and they're going to talk to you in a very condescending way saying, just wait, I've been watching for 25 years, so I know what I'm talking about. Next up here, we got the internet warrior. Now, this is a certain individual that is more so known within Twitter or X space. They will put in all the effort that they possibly have within their body, and they will completely defend whatever they think is true. If they think that somebody sucks, they will spend the rest of that night telling everybody why they suck and going in the comment section and fighting with each person. Individuals that cannot have healthy wrestling discourse. When I talk about categories in different types of breeds of wrestling fans, there's a very minuscule amount of individuals that can actually have wrestling discourse and not have beef with the other person, not call the other person names. It's very rare, but internet warriors are not the ones that you necessarily want to spend too much time interacting with because they already have their ideas stuck in their head and they're going to fight for those ideas. And even if you give a PhD response of reason, they're still going to fight you because they know and they're right and you just don't understand pro wrestling. Next up here, we got the marks. It's still real to me, damn it. Marks is considered to be a derogatory term towards wrestling fans. Technically, marks are seen as individuals that think professional wrestling is real, the storylines are real. They are believing in real time that these individuals actually have beef. So when one of the best friends betray the other best friend, they get thoroughly disappointed and invested in that because they're like, how could you betray them? They were your best friends. So technically, this is the meaning of what a mark is. Now it's more so if you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling and you watch indie promotions, you're considered a mark. I think marks are probably the easier to talk to because they're just highly invested within the sport, that even if you're a newer fan and you tell them, hey, I don't know what's happening, can you keep me up to date? They're more than happy. So even though the term marks is thrown loosely and it's supposed to be like a dig at you, they're definitely the better group out of the latter that you could talk wrestling with. Next up here is we got the old school fan who hates everything new. This is the type of fan that grew up in the 80s or loves the golden era or grew up with the attitude era. I grew up with the attitude era, but a lot of people think I'm like 19 or 20. If you're someone that is young or looks young, they're going to treat you as if you don't know a damn thing and that you can't possibly like this because you don't even know how it was before. So you shouldn't even talk about this is the greatest era when you haven't even lived through the different eras. I think gatekeeping interests or knowledge based on age is really freaking weird. And I know that I have been talking ill about the fan bases, but I think the one that really annoys me the most is probably the old school fans who hate everything new, because the way that they talk down to you, they sort of make it seem like you're not an actual wrestling fan. And a lot of fans go back and watch the old stuff. They want to be knowledgeable about this sort of interest that they took upon themselves to like. My greatest suggestion to you is do not even interact with them, because it's just like talking to a wall at that point. They're never going to agree with you. They're not going to change or evolve with their mindset, so just let it be at that point. Next up here is the no profile picture basement dwellers. Now, these are the certain individuals that cannot fathom that anybody that does not look like them are actually fans. If you're a girl, you're not a fan. If you're a woman or somebody who's attractive and you talk about professional wrestling, they immediately think that you're doing it for attention, which always makes me laugh because it's like we are so dying for attention from wrestling fans. I don't care to argue about the most trivial things. I have my goat, everybody else has their goat. People have their top 5, top 10 lists. If one of mine isn't on your top 5 or top 10, that does nothing for me. I don't care. It's your list for a reason. But there's certain individuals that if you don't have their favorites, they're just like, wow, really? You don't have this? Wow, you're a fake fan if you don't have so-and-so. And it's always like the no profile picture or anime profile picture people that will do it because they know that they are not worthy enough of an actual job. So they just go on the internet, create these X accounts where they get monetized and they just have the most dog shit takes ever, but they will never show their face because they're the ones that you will always swipe left on. So just do yourself a favor and ignore them. Next up here, we got tribalists. Now, tribalists are very territorial, weird individuals that act like they're being paid by a certain promotion because they are very diehard fans of that promotion. And if it's not that promotion, then you suck and we hate everything that you do. I've always been in the belief of if you like WWE, but you don't like AEW, that's fine. And if you like AEW, but you don't like WWE, that's fine. I am not going to lose sleep if you like one company more than the other. The next one on the list is people who touch grass. We can have wrestling discourse, we can have different opinions, we can like what we like, we can dislike what we dislike. These are people who are very passionate about professional wrestling. We watch wrestling 2-3 times a week, every single PLE, every single pay-per-view. We go to events when we can, and we're not going to lose our shit if somebody doesn't like the wrestler that you like or hate a certain storyline or trajectory because in your head you created that this is going to head here, and if it's not that, then it's just going to be stupid at that point. These are people that are very understanding that it's a very tough business, and if you're a part of this business, especially in one of the bigger promotions, then you are very successful at what you do. So we don't hyper criticize about you botching, and we're not going to say that you're overrated or that you suck because you're doing something that I can't possibly do, that 99% of us can't possibly do because we've never actually ran the ropes inside a ring. These are very healthy, driven individuals that are welcoming to a newer fan base. We also don't care how old you are, what you look like. If you're a wrestling fan, you're a wrestling fan. Welcome aboard. So if you're a new fan, it is okay. You will run into people that are insufferable. You will run into the most amazing, cool, awesomest, if that's a word, awesomest people on the internet. Either way, we are so happy that you're here. Hopefully you made it this far in the video. We're not all bad. I know I kind of made it seem like a lot of us are really bad. But when you go to shows, a lot of them are just normal fucking people. It's just really on the internet, primarily on Twitter and Facebook. I've been a professional wrestling fan for about 23 years now, and I'm so eager and excited to have new fans because professional wrestling is a beautiful thing. If you are new to professional wrestling, I recommend you guys to stay. There's a lot of safe places, and if you don't feel safe, get out of there. Until next time, bye!